There we go. You should have that now. So I will preface this. So Lord Intellectual made this post. I actually asked him to do this for me, because I wanted to try and help him for some way, or help him in some way with the struggles that he's having on YouTube. So Lord Intellectual made this post about his troubles with YouTube. It says new video dropped, specifically where I've been and what the hell happened. Short answer is Google caught my account in a technical catch-22, one that your account could be caught in as well. For the long answer, well, I made this video. So I asked him to try and put something together for me so I could talk about it on stream to bring knowledge and awareness about what is happening with him, because anybody that has a YouTube account, especially a content creator, this could happen to them. And so I'm looking at this, trying to do a public service, maybe to shine some light on it, maybe to get some people to start going at YouTube like, hey, you need to fix this problem. So we're going to hear from him about what is going on with this.
Well, hello there. Lord Intellectual, I hear you asking immediately, where have you been? Well, that's exactly what this hopefully quick update video is going to be all about. Guys, thank you so much for bearing with me. I have gotten myself into a situation, let's say, although that's probably a misnomer. I am not in a situation. Google is in a situation. And the rather worrying part about this particular situation is that it could happen to anybody. Now, I've put together a very short presentation just to go over what exactly is happening to keep you guys in the loop, and also to reiterate to please definitely check your own accounts, as this could happen to anyone regardless of size. Because it
actually, Celestine, since he's not going to be moving, he's PNG, did you want to shift to the left? By basically about one width of your head. You really go an entire width of your head and you'll be uncovering him. A little bit more, and yeah, actually, if you wanted to pop over next to like where I am, or like dead in the center, that'd be fine too. Yeah, that works.
Right next to you.
Aw, hi kitten.
Sorry, Lord Intellectual. I didn't mean to cover your amazing model. My apologies.
I probably shouldn't call you kitten. That should be reserved for your fans. Hi, sis.
Wait, what? What? Huh? What?
I said I probably shouldn't call you kitten. That should be reserved for your fiance to call you that.
Honestly, if he called me kitten, I think I might cry on the inside.
After you whack him with the chancla?
He's such a sweetheart.
Oh, because he's so sweet. Oh, that's so nice. Okay.
It is on Google's end and not my end. There's really no way to avoid it aside from Google changing their processes. And hopefully we can perhaps inspire them to do that. So, Lord Intellectual, where have you been? Well, let me dispel a myth very quickly, in that I have been locked out of my account, and it has nothing to do with the Stoking the Ambers video. Let's be very clear. Now, I could make...
Oh, bitch, he had to bring that up.
Goodness gracious.
You're aware of the video that he made for me, right? Not saying that you saw it, but you're aware of it.
I think I've seen a couple where, you know, it gets a little interesting, you know, to say the least.
He made a video for himself, but he made it for me. I was the subject of it. It is quite spicy. It's a very spicy video. But it was also very sweet. Because yes, there's a great deal of sensuality and sexuality to it, but at the same time, it was a very sweet video, because throughout all of it, he basically visualized a very beautiful tenderness towards me throughout the entirety of the video, and layered into like the spicy sensuality. So it was actually a very beautiful video, very, obviously sexually charged, but also very sweet and tender, and basically treating me in a
Mhm.
very cherished kind of way, and I absolutely loved it.
Mhm.
I absolutely loved it. But it was very hot.
Make all kinds of jokes about being trapped in, take your pick of whoever's basement. We do tend to have a bit of fun with that. But no, on the serious note, this does highlight a rather large issue with Google's systems, and hopefully this will become obvious. So I've been locked out of the Lord Intellectual account. How did that happen? Well,
Yeah.
I logged out of the Lord Intellectual Google account. Now, that doesn't seem too bad in and of itself. I just had something I needed to do on another account, logged out of Lord Intellectual, logged into that account, did what I needed to do, logged back out of that account. And when I went to log back into the Lord Intellectual account, I was told that your account has been locked due to suspicious activity. Now, I didn't say what that suspicious activity was. I wouldn't think switching accounts would be that much of an issue. But regardless, I
When
figured, okay, bit odd. By the way, this happened after I entered my username and password. So I definitely have not lost the password. I have not lost the passkey. I still have the MFA backup codes. And what will become extremely
Mhm.
relevant in a short amount of time is that I previously did add and confirm recovery options on the account. You guys know I work in sensitive industries, and it is not me being hyperbolic to say that lives can genuinely depend on having access to accounts like this at very short notice. I wouldn't go so far as to say just generic Google accounts, to be clear, but account access can be absolutely critical to what I do. All that to say is that I'm probably above your average user when it comes to technical capability.
Yeah, but it essentially, like Lord Intellectual and I have talked before, and he is like very keenly into
Mhm.
appropriate OPSEC or operational security. He's
Mhm.
never disclosed to me what his job is. I would never ask him what his job is, but he
Mhm.
he he does work in a job where OPSEC is
Mhm.
paramount. It is extremely important. So the idea, like I would, he's trying to preface that the idea that he would just like not have all of the crucial information required to log into a
Right.
basic account is laughable because of the steps he takes on a normal basis to log into accounts across the board, both personally and at business. It's just when you develop operational security, that gets ingrained into your mind, and you basically you facilitate this, like
Mhm.
it becomes second nature to do it. So that's why he's trying to dispel like, oh, people that might say, oh, well, you just like forgot your password, or you forgot your MSA key, or whatever. It's like, no, this
That's
is
not
this is not
the
something.
case at all.
Exactly, it's not something that he would forget. And Internet Zen Master, thank you for the subby.
So I added those recovery options to ensure that I would not lose access to the Lord Intellectual account. So we go through this and we go, okay, the account is locked due to suspicious activity. The only option one has is to recover the account.
Mhm.
Well, that should be fine. As I said, we have recovery options on the account. It should be a relatively quick fix, right?
Uh-huh.
So we go to recover the account. And what does Google do? Do you think it sends an email or a text message to the recovery options? That would
Hmm.
be the logical thing to have happen, wouldn't you think?
Indeed.
Unfortunately not. What happens is Google will send a unlock code to the Lord Intellectual account, the account that is locked out. So in order to unlock my account,
Oh
Oh,
to get the code to
my
unlock my account,
gosh.
I have to
yeah.
unlock the account, to get into the account, to get the unlock code, to go back to the account to unlock the account. Recursive is the word we would use to describe a situation like this.
Ass backwards is more of a way that I would be used to describe this current situation. It, this is nuts that they would do this. So from the sound of it, they changed his recovery account to itself for the purposes of unlocking the account. Now, how this happened, who knows? Because obviously he didn't do this. So somehow, some way, Google, and let us not forget how much of Google is currently being
Mhm.
run by AI,
A
change the
lot of it.
recovery account.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So what I'm at first blush, yes, is the Google AI changed his recovery account to itself for reasons. Reasons that currently escape me, but reasons. And it's like, and I know, like,
Mhm.
I've worked in the tech field in my last job, and I've
Mhm.
facilitated people get themselves locked out of their account before, and a lot of times I
Yeah.
have been able to assist them in some way. But there are times where even when you have the proper recovery the proper recovery email, it's still that email still does
Yeah.
not get sent to unlock the account, and it's almost impossible to try and reach out to Google to get it unlocked. Like you do this whole thing where you have to like answer questions. I think he may actually go through the
Mhm.
step-by-step process, and then Google is supposed to reach out to you like by telephone or something within like a week after they look up your account or something ridiculous like that. It's just with
It just
Google and
feels
micro like
impossible with a company that's so much money. Like I remember
yeah,
when I was like younger and throughout my years it's baffling that their support system is absolutely atrocious and
yeah,
they've spent millions and billions maybe on
billions.
infrastructure and things like that. And it's like you have all of this money, but your support is terrible. And they're also, I know that fintech has, cut a lot of people, post COVID. The gravy train's over, but even then, it was still bad. Like it's always just been bad.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know how to get a hold of anybody over
Yes.
there for anything, and it's just like what?
Well, it's and I think like I do believe that there is I don't know if this is still happening or not. I thought I'd heard something about there's an attempt to get legislation put through the House or the Senate, something like that, where they're looking to basically make it like put it into law that any big tech company or any tech company that, basically is an
Mm-hmm.
online thing has to have an easily accessible means of a person
Mm-hmm.
being able to talk to a customer support representative. I don't know if they attempted and failed, if they're still working on trying to do it. I don't know, but I believe there's been some attempted movement to implement that because it honestly needs to happen. All these big tech companies that their entire business is online, they need to have a means of someone actually being able to reach out and connect with a human being on a technical support side when
Mm-hmm.
a problem like this comes into play. And
Absolutely.
until it
Yep.
happens, we're going to see more and more events, more and more situations like what is happening with Lord Intellectual, where their own
Mm-hmm.
systems basically have a schizophrenic episode and start changing stuff in your account that you didn't change. Like we all know that the
Yep.
AI will literally have like a mental breakdown and will get things wrong 60 to 70% of the time and will hallucinate things frequently. And that's one of the big fallacies when it comes to wi- letting AI in charge of so much. And I think we're seeing it in action like right here. And Sketty, thank you for the tier 3. Thank you so very much.
One day this bubble is gonna pop, and I am
Yes.
going to secretly celebrate in the corner of my room.
Well, OpenAI is expected to go bankrupt in 2027, I believe, at their current rate. At the current rate of their expenditures, and at the current rate of their expenditures and receiving bare minimum in return, at present, it is forecast
Mhm.
by economists that OpenAI will be bankrupt in 2027. And that might be the very sort. Yeah, Sora AI is
Yeah.
gone. Sora AI has been shut down.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, Now, granted, you've got other ones, you've got other AIs like Microsoft is losing money
Yeah,
hand over
Kling
fist with their AI.
with Copilot, yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing, right? And people say that, "Oh, we're losing jobs because of AI." Realistically, I'm in the accounting field. They're doing a lot of offshoring. Like, sure, AI is definitely part of the problem, but the AI can't even pass the CPA exam. So, like, it's good for like basic research and getting ideas, started. I think it's helpful in that way.
Yeah,
But for real, more complex situations, and big companies and things like that, I wouldn't trust AI, that much. The real
no,
problem is just offshoring. So anybody who tells you that, oh, we're
yeah.
losing all these jobs because of AI, they're just lying to your face. That's not the real
Oh
reason.
yeah, they
That's
are.
part of
Like
it, but not the
AI
main
is
reason.
Yeah, AI is a useful tool, but yeah, they are 100% sending a lot of these jobs remotely to other countries. Absolutely. Primarily, it's
Mhm.
going to India. And the
Uh-huh.
reality is, and oh yeah, oh trust me, I'm very well aware of how much the work there's how much they're basically taking U.S. jobs and they're sending them over to India, which no, do not like whatsoever. But also at the same time, AI is a net negative for all of these companies that are using it. At like all the reports I've seen that are using AI, it is facilitating a net negative income on every single one of these companies that have been utilizing it en
Yeah.
masse, like Microsoft, like Google, maybe even like Twitter, YouTube, that they're actually losing money hand over fist on it because they're getting no return. The whole thing is like, oh, you can use AI so you don't have to pay an employee to do it. You can just have the AI do it instead, but they're not actually seeing a return on that money. And so companies are actually losing money with the AI instead of making money. And they're real and that's
Yeah,
going to be part
absolutely.
of what you were just talking about with pretty soon the AI bubble is going to burst because they're going to realize we're losing so much money. This is not sustainable.
Mhm.
Why is it not just sending to the recovery options that have already been added and confirmed? This is the part that has me worried about other people's accounts because, again, I did not forget the password, I did not lose the passkey, or any of the other associated details. I can 100% prove that this account is mine. And I imagine most of you would be able to as well. But okay, there is another option that says try another way. This surely must be how we get that code sent to our recovery
Yeah, this is
options.
the one I know about.
Not so. You click try another way, and the only thing it says is you have not provided enough information. It does not
Yep.
ask for any additional information.
The additional information, this is what I was mentioning earlier, where they'd say like, okay, like they might ask like give your name, they might ask for your date of birth, they might and I'm trying to remember if this is Google or Microsoft that asked these questions for recovery. It's like, what was like the last emails you sent? Like what was the subject matter or what was the subject line of
Really? I've never
three
had
of the
that
emails
actually.
that you've sent in like I can't remember what their range was like, but like send like what was the subject of three emails that you sent within the last out of the last 10 emails, give me three of the subjects of those emails, something like that. Like it's just really wonky information, and then if you're able to come up with that information and you fire it off, then it says okay, we'll get back to you in like 2 weeks, or we'll get back to you in 30 days or something like that. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I
There is
actually that's the
nowhere where
first
you
time
can.
I hear about, having an email, like what was the last email that you sent? Um, I
That could be a
just
Microsoft
they
thing
make
that
it
I'm
so
thinking of.
difficult. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
and
could
yeah,
be, yeah.
yeah. One of my shadows just said it sounds like the Gmail email recovery, and it's basically the same thing because your Gmail is your Google account, so it is fundamentally the same thing. If you're recovering your Gmail email, you're recovering your Google account. So yeah, it's the same thing.
Not so. You click try another way, and the only thing it says is you have not provided enough information. It does not ask for any additional information. There is nowhere where you can select the recovery options you've previously added. So we are now logged out, and that has locked the account. We cannot recover the account because the unlock code is only sent to the account that is already locked. We click try another way to try and use our recovery options, and we just haven't provided enough information despite not being asked for any additional information. Now, the kicker to this as well, you need to understand there is a similar process where you can go through the I forgot my email process, right? And if I do that, I actually can get a link sent to the recovery options. So we know for a
Who?
fact that the recovery options are added on the account and they are confirmed because Google will use them, but not to send the unlock code to. I do not think this is specific to my account. This is just, I have fallen into an edge case here. And there are some accounts out there, particularly with some of my
Hey, I
VTuber
was like,
and
oh,
other content creators.
hi 11. I just got rated. Hi 11 or
Let's
hi 11.
go.
Hi Raiders. How are you? How is your stream? Welcome in. We are checking out something that another a PNG tuber made because they have been locked out of their YouTube account and they are fighting to try and get it back, and we are trying to provide more oxygen to this issue. Yes, I'm using my old model because I cannot use my current model for collabs. My current model is too powerful for collabs, so I had to.
Too much Ola.
Yes, but the redheadedness was too strong.
I do not think this is specific to my account. This is just, I have fallen into an edge case here. And there are some accounts out there, particularly with some of my VTuber and other content creator friends, that has me quite concerned. Because look, if this can happen to me, this can happen to anyone, really. And bear in mind, the Lord Intellectual account is a highly visible account. Sure, it's not as big as Asmongold, but there are thousands of eyes on it. It has been confirmed. I have done all of these security measures. Again, you were talking to someone who goes on at length about operational security. So if you're going to credit anyone to having done the account setup right, I'd like to think that I would be one of those people. So that's really where I have been. I have been fighting Google for weeks and weeks and weeks. I have been transferred between about 7 different teams. I've escalated. There are a lot of things that I am doing on my end. I definitely am not lying down and taking this on the chin, shall we say. If it was my mistake, if I had forgotten my password and I hadn't added the recovery options, then sure. Because at some point, you do need to take a certain amount of responsibility for your own accounts and your own life, really. Google can't be expected to overwrite other people's accounts because then that opens up a whole other security concern where someone could pretend to be you, and it gets complicated, and I understand why that is not the process, but that is not what I am asking here. Just send the unlock code to the recovery options that are already on the account. Not even asking you to change the recovery options.
It should be simple.
That's where we're at. But it actually ties into something larger that I wanted to go over. And guys, we're going to get real here for a moment.
It's time to get real.
When I started Lord Intellectual, you know me. I started this to rein in both sides of the political spectrum. And I was expecting a long, hard slog of a shit fight, and I was expecting to do it on my own. I was expecting to get a lot of hate. I was expecting to carry this burden, shall we say. What I was not expecting was the community. To put things into perspective, I was not expecting to just be able to jump onto Keen's stream and take the piss out of each other for hours on end. It has been absolutely amazing having friends you can do that with. I was not expecting to be included in so many amazing art and videos being produced by a community of such talent and raw creativity as the Skybrow's cinematic universe. Content that I can't even react to at the moment. So guys, I deeply, deeply apologize that I have highlighted a few here and there, but I cannot give it the attention that it deserves simply because I am locked out of my own accounts. Please forgive me for that. I'm not expecting to be included in so much art, and it truly blows me away, and I really do.
That
makes me so sad.
I can only imagine how heartbreaking it is for him, where he's probably sitting there, like, seeing all of these wonderful things being produced, having things that he wants to talk about, having people that he wants to do things with, and she can't do any of it. Like, I can only imagine, like, if I got locked out of my YouTube account, I would be devastated because I use my YouTube account to let people know about my stream, to give people an idea of what goes on in my stream, what I talk about, what we do, so on and so forth. It is the advertisement for my stream. Yes, I've got accounts with Odyssey and Rumble, but I'm sorry, they don't get traction. It is
they don't.
YouTube.
They're like platforms that are either really new still. Well, yeah, very new in comparison to YouTube, who is this monolith that's been around for years. At least a decade now, maybe 2 or more, whatever. And then Rumble, it's like, you're not necessarily a political commentator, and those people on Rumble, like, it's the political people who get the most attention, and these big names have already gone there. Like, us, not saying that you're not entertaining or I'm not entertaining, but it's just
it's just
that's the platform, that's what they cater to.
Exactly. It's like the platform has that flavor, and if your content is not of that flavor, you're nobody's going to see anything. No, unless you are highly political and bombastic, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to
Mhm.
look at your content. Honestly, it's kind of it's not as bad on Odyssey, but Odyssey it is even less known than Rumble is, and no one goes on there. No one looks at the
Yeah.
content. YouTube is the thing. It literally is the
Yeah.
thing for video sharing. And that's why I was talking about earlier where like Elon needs like I think if Elon basically sideloaded a video sharing platform onto
Mhm.
Twitter, I think that could dominate over YouTube. You've already got a built-in multi-$100 million million user base. And if he could sideload some kind of a video sharing platform onto Twitter,
Mhm.
I think that would actually be the first real competition against YouTube that we've ever seen. And it's honestly needed right
Yeah,
now.
he
It
has the
is
resources too.
desperately. Oh, he absolutely has the resources. And we desperate it's something that we desperately need. We need to start like breaking down these monoliths and give people other options versus like we are into a stage
Mhm.
of monopoly. Like while it's not a true monopoly, YouTube does have a monopoly on video sharing right now. They absolutely do. Just like for a while, Twitch had a monopoly on the streaming space. That has since
Yeah.
been, you know, that has since been like whittled away by like YouTube and by Kick. And I'm very happy to
Yeah.
see that. I'm very happy to see Kick and YouTube start eating into the percentages of YouTube's like streaming numbers. We need to see that
And if you
with
guys
video
remember
sharing.
Mixer, even though
Oh yeah,
Oop, sorry.
even though it died, it
Yeah,
came and
even though
went
it
very
died, I
quickly.
mean, that was the start of like, sticking it to Twitch, and now I mean, I hope Kick, becomes even more successful for sure. I think it's a
Same.
much more generous platform. How long that generosity will last, I don't know, but at least for now, it's a pretty good competitor to Twitch for sure.
I think the generosity on Kick might maintain, but I think they are going to have to add in things like Kick is going to have to add in advertising. They've already said that they're going to start
Mhm.
adding in non-invasive
Yeah.
advertising. And I don't have any objection to that. They've got to make money. Like their payouts are so generous that they have to do something to get money income. And
Yeah.
adding in
Absolutely.
ads understandable, perfectly understandable. I don't object to that at all. It's but like this is what we're seeing with YouTube is because there is no alternative, they basically can do whatever they want. And by extension, Google, because Google is such a monster in the computer and internet space, that they basically like someone has a problem, they can just go, we don't care. We have literally got a billion other users that we're making money from by scraping their data and selling it to data brokers that we don't
Mhm.
need to work all that hard because one user has a problem. And yeah, they have no reason to improve because they're already making billions
Mhm.
upon billions of dollars every year.
Yeah, exactly. They don't care. These companies, as long as they're getting, and here's the thing, right? Like, you can tell people, like, let's leave these platforms. People are telling me, like, oh, you got banned on Twitch. You shouldn't be on that platform. Well, not saying that they're too big to fail. They eventually will. And YouTube,
Yeah.
it's only a matter of time, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Well, if I leave this platform entirely, well, I don't really have the same outreach on, there are people who don't want to touch Kick. There are people who don't want to touch
Yes.
Rumble, and rightfully so. And so if I completely leave, well, obviously money's not the most important thing, but I have a message that I'm spreading there. And yeah, the money's nice too, but I'm gonna not be reaching a certain group of people anymore, and I don't want to do
Yeah.
that. And also, I've been on Twitch for years, and it's been a lot of hard work. It just
Oh
sucks
yeah.
though that they're so big and no real competition that they can keep doing this stuff. So it's like, where do we go? Obviously, we can be pioneers in other places, but until those other places have more or less caught up to speed or as close as they could be, like there's no reason to fully transition over to them.
Yeah, like this, the same thing has been suggested to me. Like, well, why don't Twitch is such a problem. Why don't you leave Twitch? Well, I started on Twitch. It's how I was able to
Hmm.
build my channel, build my stream, and I have a lot of people that come to my streams on Twitch. And it's like I stream on Twitch, not for Twitch itself, not because I like Twitch. I continue to stream on Twitch
Hmm.
in addition to Kick because I do it for the people that come to my streams. because not everybody may want to go to Kick.
Exactly.
Kick still has its issues that they're working through. And there's still people that prefer Twitch over Kick because of Twitch has got a lot more systems
Mhm.
in place that are more user friendly. And so I continue to stream
Yep.
on Twitch in addition to Kick for the people that enjoy coming to my streams. That is the one reason why I continue to remain on Twitch. It's for that. They like being on Twitch. They follow other people, they follow other streamers on Twitch, and so they like to use Twitch. And so I will continue to stream on Twitch for that, for the people that enjoy my content, that enjoy my streams on Twitch, and that's where they are. And that is absolutely the reason
Yeah.
why I continue. For, anytime somebody, and I say that to anybody, anytime somebody says, well, you hate Twitch so much, why did you sleep? Because it's not about the company, it's about my chat. It's about my community that joins me, and it offers such amazing support to me on the platform. And that's why I remain. I remain for that, not for the company.
Appreciate that. And I was not expecting to have Amber herself in my DMs offering me her counsel and support, or for Lynx and I to be playing games off stream for the simple fact that we enjoy each other's company. When I created Lord Intellectual, I did so out of a sense of duty to humanity. And I was ready to burn Lord Intellectual to the ground at a moment's notice should my operational security ever get compromised, or should things go away they weren't supposed to. And I find myself, now that I am on the cusp of losing Lord Intellectual, that is something that I do not want to happen. And that is something that I do not want to do. I was not expecting for it to come to mean so much to me. Not for any number of metrics going up, views going up is great, subscribers going up is great, fun, hype, sure. But that is not the reason that I do it. And that is ultimately not what I really care about. What I care about is the people that I have inspired and the people who have inspired me. That is what it is to have a community. And this is the first time I felt I have really been part of such an amazing community and to have such amazing people on my side. And that is not something that I am willing to lose. And that is not something that I am willing to walk away from. I realize that sense of community is exactly what I started Lord Intellectual to fight for. So you can count that I will be fighting for that. Not just for myself, but for you as well. And before I start to get a little over emotional here, I suppose I
I
should
give him a
wrap it up there.
follow
This
because
is
that's a wonderful mindset to have, and it's like,
It is.
when you care about like other people, yeah, these companies are guys. Look, me, Ember, even Lord Intellectual from like what you say, and a lot of us know these platforms are bad. And I'm gonna speak sort of like from a Christian perspective. Even if you know something is like bad, you can still go in there and be some good. Now there are some things that are like they've gone way too far and maybe not the right place to be in, but you can still go in there and be light to that space and help foster a community that, you know, is contrary to everything that they're standing for. And so it sucks, in one way. And maybe people will say, like, oh, you're kind of fence riding. Well, how can you reach people and really create something good if you're not going where the people are?
And to that degree, where you're talking about fence riding, I hate when people say, "Oh, you're fence riding." It's like, well, if you don't have a solid opinion one way or the other, it's perfectly respectable that you're like, I don't know enough to make a concrete decision, or the decision of one way or the other is so complex, I don't feel comfortable going one way or the other because they are so complex, and you just don't know. I hate when people do that. Oh, you're such a fence rider. That just annoys me. It
Yeah.
truly annoys me.
It bothers me too because like it would be one thing if like let's say yeah Twitch great, and then in another sentence I'm like no Twitch bad. It's like okay, then I'm being a hypocrite. But I know
Yeah.
that this platform is awful, but it shouldn't take away the fact that there are good people who are fighting and trying to bring change. And like, if everybody who can bring change just leaves, well, that leaves more chaos and destruction. You're not fighting back. Maybe there are limits. Maybe there's a point where we need to stop. But who defines that limit? What does that limit look like? And I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Maybe people will naturally follow, but I don't know.
Yeah. And plus, there's also something very important like nuance and context that people very often just completely ignore when they say something. It's like with something where you're undecided or you're kind of like you can give credit for, but also harangue for, is there is context in what you're referring to. There is nuance in the issue that people will very frequently overlook. And they go to the extremes of, well, you have to be on one side or the other. No, you don't. You can look at multifacets of an issue and agree with some, disagree with some, love some, hate some. That is literally what being a rational thinking human being looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Final
absolutely.
stretch.
She hit the nail on the head. Mm-hmm.
I start to get a little over emotional here. I suppose I should wrap it up there. This is meant to be a quick video, and I don't know what kind of file size limits that X has. But I hope that clarifies where I've been.
Okay, Intellectual, I don't know if you're going to be seeing my video. Let me tell you, Intellectual. X, I have uploaded hour and a half, almost 2 hour long videos on X. Trust me, it can handle it. When I got my community strike, and I was locked out of YouTube for a week because of the community guideline strike, I was posting everything on X. Trust me, this thing can handle some big file sizes.
Kind of file size limits that X has. But I hope that clarifies where I've been and why I've been so quiet recently, why there have been no videos up on the channel, because I simply don't have access to the channel at the moment. But guys, thank you for bearing with me during this time. Thank you for coming and checking out this video to understand where I've been. I truly do appreciate it. I love you all so much. It has been an amazing journey. And one way or another, it's not ending here. I'm getting that account back, and we are going to continue.
Heck yeah. Yeah,
hell yeah.
Absolutely. Anyway, can we get Lord Intellectual's links?
Thank you guys so much for coming.
I will.
And until next time.
Yes.
In chat, so we can promote this
Absolutely,
man. Please go give him a follow. Look, I'm going to
pop
Zealand,
those,
but I'll overlook it for now. Being silly.
I will.
Right.
I'm gonna pop his links. I'm actually gonna pop this post into chat. Celestium, I will send it your way as well. So I'm gonna pop that your way as well. There you go. Should have that. So yeah, guys, the one thing that we can do here for Lord Intellectual is hit on this tweet that I just sent you guys. Make comments on it. This is I typically have a no brigading rule. This is not the case. The one way you guys can help Lord Intellectual is you can go comment on this post about unlock his account. You screwed up, unlock his account, and tag Google. Tag, let's see,
Tag YouTube. Team YouTube is one, YouTube is another.
YouTube, I don't know if we'll be able to do anything. You can certainly tag Team YouTube because it is his YouTube account. So yeah, tag Google, tag Team YouTube, tag YouTube itself. Like, just comment, like, put in just comment on his Twitter post and tag the hell out of Google and YouTube. Because if they start getting ping after ping after ping after ping on their Twitter account about this, they may go, okay, what's going on here? And they may actually do something about it. Because let's face it, that's the only way YouTube responds anyway. The only way to get through to YouTube is to tag the hell out of them on Twitter saying, hey, there's a problem. That's the only way that they will actually respond. So this is how we got to fight them. This is how we have to fight back, is just keep making a lot of noise, keep having their alerts go, keep having their notifications going off that someone's tagging us over and over and over again. And maybe they'll actually, if they get tagged so much, maybe they'll actually reach out to Lord Intellectual and go, how can we help? It's worked in the past for other people that have had issues with YouTube. We've got to try and see if it'll work this time. So if you want to be able to help Lord Intellectual, this is how you can do it. Comment on his video, tag Google, tag YouTube, tag Team YouTube, retweet it with also those same tags. Like you can make a post on his video tagging them, and then you can copy and retweet that post. You can quote tweet the post, and again, paste in the same thing. Paste in the same message with those tags. Will double tap Google, YouTube, and Team YouTube, and so they will get double the pings from that by doing that. And this is the one way that we can probably help him try and get his account unlocked, because it's not anything that he did. It's something that they did. It's their own systems that failed here, and so we need to try and hold them account in the only way that we're capable of doing. So that's what we can do to help him.
As a group.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
please go support him, and if you guys don't follow him already, go give him a follow, show him, some support. You don't even have to say that I brought you guys there. I don't really need credit or anything. Just go support him, because this is really awful that these companies can get away with this stuff. And sure, they have a lot of things that they need to deal with. There are a ton of there's more creators and they have support that can probably handle it. But if we're loud enough, someone's bound to listen. So go there, show him some love in this really difficult time, and we got to start holding them more accountable, right? And for people who are bigger and this is truly their livelihood, it could be your favorite creator tomorrow who gets the same treatment, and then what?
Exactly. Exactly right.